Hi, I'm Sam and welcome back. This is part 3 of the Figma series where we're going to be looking at the colors and some of the weird things that Figma does with them. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, I've already got Figma up and running. I'm already in my seat as a user, and if you remember from the last video, we had these two projects that we opened. Obviously this look around is just got weird shapes in it, and while side is still completely empty. But we go back to seats here, we can see my own design color system. Okay, now this comes up with a whole set of default values that Figma gives you at the start. I've completely messed mine up by experimenting, so you don't have to. This is really the focus point of what we're trying to do in this video. So we're going to double click into it first. And what we'll see is 16 colors, okay? But on my right hand side here, we can see you've actually got more than 16 colors. And this is basically the color system. The idea is that in any website, you should only be using a handful of colors. You know, if you actually go back and look at websites, apart from obviously things like photos and maybe adverts and stuff like that, most websites only use maybe 3 or 4 different colors. Maybe, you know, sometimes they'll use more, but rarely will you see any more than say 6 colors on a website. And it's always the same shade. It's always the same shade of red, always the same shade of green and stuff like that. And that's because they're using color codes for it. So if we click on this one, for example, here, which is technically they've called it Grey 5. Okay. We can click on this and we can see all the other default colors that are in the system. But we can also click on this here, the edit style. We can see the official color in big bit, and then we can click on here and we can actually change its properties. Now, this is one of the weird little things with Figma. You don't want to do it this way, because what you will do is that you'll lose your Grey 5. Now, if you don't want this particular shade of grey, then absolutely replace it, not a problem. Okay, the best way to do it is when you click on this and you say click on Grey 5 here, you actually want to press the plus button, create style, and then you give it a name. You know, I'm going to go for, I don't know, let's see if I can make it lime green color. Okay, so lime green, create style. Okay, we can see it's in lime green and it's got it circled here because that's the official one. Okay, the Grey 5 it was, which is there, is still the same, and you won't mess it up. So I mean that one there. Now when I edit the style, I'm only editing the lime green color. So I can go here, I can move this. I don't know, where will lime green be? That's a bit like a dirty green actually, but there you go. That's my lime green. Okay. And I'm happy with that. I can close that, and then down here I publish it. This bit's important. If you don't publish it, even though it stays here on the cell, it doesn't transfer over when you try to access it elsewhere. So you go to publish it, you go, yeah, whatever, stay it there, and now I've got my lime green. And if you know, lime green's down here. The sunshine, banana, pink and lime green's the ones that I've been experimenting with before. But I've also kept my original ones, and you can change, like I say, you can change the default ones. Okay, so you look at this grey one, change its color, and that's all of 3. So I can mess with this and then I can fix it. Okay, so okay, now I want it that color. Okay, and then I publish that, off we go, and that's now Grey 1. If I go and look at the coming back and click in here, that is Grey 1. It hasn't kept the original one, I've overwritten it. So I'm just going to fix it again, just take it back, because it's actually quite a good colour. Okay, those of you who are very good with colours and you understand them already, you see we've got hex colours there. You can use RGB, HSL and HSB. I'm just going to keep with hex. Okay. Now another thing that I tried, because I thought, well, I want more in this palette. So I thought, well, What you can do in Figma is, even though it's got all these copy and paste things, these get a bit confusing, but it does still keep the original Control C for copy and Control V for paste, and it gives me a copy, and I bring it over here. I think, oh, fantastic, I've got a copy and I can mess with this one. It doesn't work. Watch this. So this is blue and 4 5s. Oh, nice. Difficult one. 4 5 7 5 B6. Okay. But here's a problem. Watch this. When I drag this, notice that both this one and this one change. Okay. They're both changing because they're both referencing blue 1. So I've now got two which are referencing the same. They're basically a copy of the object. It's not like you would do in normal things where this becomes a completely different one. It is still connected, okay? And so that does not work, which is a real shame. Okay, for those who are not sure, I've just been doing Control Z to undo all that. But what happens is that when you do create these new ones, like I say, they do exist in this palette here, okay? And this will continue to increase. Now, I'm not 100% sure because I have noticed you can get more out there, but what you might want to do is to, it allows you to create loads and loads of different colors. And the trick is that you click on them, you click on them and you select the colors that you need to use for your projects, okay? So, I don't know, I want to use that one, and actually I've got two of those, so let me change that to sunshine. That one's sunshine, so not doing very well here choosing different colors, but sue me. The point is that you select your color palettes here, then you publish them. Then when we go back to files, you see there, we go into our project, we come into the project here, okay? Now the one thing I will need to make sure that you understand here is that this has still got my grid system on it, okay? And it actually changes the way that things are seen. So if I just make my grid invisible for the moment, you can see the real colors. So now when I click on here, and I go to fill, I can still mess about and find my own colors. And this is actually quite a good thing to do because you often find colors while you're designing your web page. And then what you can do is that you can click here, you can copy it, and then go to your color palette system and then paste it in there and publish it like we did before. It also will give you, by default, your document colors. So any colors that you actually make while you're making this document will stay here, so you can go back and reference them. But like you saw there, you can do this drop down menu to your team colors, and all of the team colors that we've been creating, including that line one I did recently, is there. So now we can actually click those, and now we're using the same color system, okay? And this is a trick, we could pretend that these are all the colors that I want on my website, and whatever I click on, all I have to do now is to change its color. So I select the ones that I want, and I'm using exactly the same color codes throughout the entire site. So you've got nice consistency in the design. Like I said, this isn't meant to be a video showing you how, color theory and stuff like that. That is a massive topic. In fact, there's, whole sections of degrees dedicated to colors. This is just showing you how to use the color system within Figma, at least the way that I've learned to use it anyway. And this way, by using, I'll just take this back up, go back to files, by using this colors here, you're making sure that you're using the same ones throughout your website, and it is a lifesaver, okay? And these actual colors that you see here, they're just representative. They don't actually mean anything. This is what I think got me confused. I thought these were the only ones you saw when you chose your color palette, but it's got nothing to do with that. It's just as representatives. I would still recommend that you put them up here so you can compare them next to each other if you think these are going to be your site colors, but you don't need to worry about them. What's in here is what's in this list here That's important. And as you saw, you can, you know, when you're messing about with them, you can delete colors and stuff like that. That's more than possible to do. That's down to you. But that's really a very quick and, you know, bodge-podge way, but that's my technique of how to use a color system. And that's really the end of this video. I hope it's been useful. In the next one, we're going to look at fonts and some of the issues with fonts in Figma and the way around it. As usual, hit that like, subscribe, put in a comment, tell me that you missed me, whatever it might be. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Zen, signing out.